when the clash of swords echo. The journey chasing the past ends. And the journey to know today begins. One soul seeks another and pledges their sworn friendship to another. One mystery begets the next, and the doors of fate are opened. This HD TV does not help. You are free to sever the chains of fate that bind you. Welcome, my friends, to our Let's Play of The Legend of Dragoon. I am, of course, Drak. He is, of course, Shadow.
Yeah.
And we finally finished .hack. It only took us a decade.
About,
but
yeah.
now we get to get into another amazingly huge, convoluted RPG that we're totally going to ignore that I have to do this because it's so dumb, but I have to reorder the damn controllers. There we go. And so now I can do this. So you guys don't have to worry about that again. But I have to admit, I do like the guitar riffs of this game.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I played this way back when, Alex, so I have no problem telling you that this isn't probably going to be just new for you. I'm going to have to relearn some things as well.
Okay.
But I actually have been looking forward to this game, and one of the biggest reasons is because, well, I don't know how much of this game you actually know, Alex, but this was originally a proposed candidate for Final Fantasy VII.
Wow, really?
Much like another game that we actually did, Xenogears.
Xenogears, yeah.
Except here's the thing. This was not pitched within Square Enix. This was pitched by Sony, who had just barely begun their partnership with Squaresoft at the time. And unfortunately, even though this might have been a wonderful little alliance job to get into, they decided against it. And I hope everybody enjoys this playthrough, especially Alex, because this has been requested. And frankly, as soon as it got requested, I'm like, yeah, we got to totally do this. This is actually a really good game. But without further ado, let's get into this brand spanking new game. New game. I know, I just blew everybody's mind with the new game option. It was a dark and stormy night.
I think it's just foggy.
Yeah, dark and stormy. That's some very unusual rain that looks like fire smoke. I have no problem saying. The funniest thing about this, Alex, is that when they got turned down, Sony decided they were still going to put this out to compete against Final Fantasy VII.
Wow.
You can imagine how well that went. But it's actually gained some niche love because of it. So much so that you've already heard me and Romney talk about this. There have been many petitions, many requests to either remake this game or to show it some love.
Yeah.
I'm going to be quiet now because this is a revolutionary feature that this game had. It's going to blow your mind, Alex.
That voice acting?
Great Commander, this way.
Yes, voice acting.
Yeah.
You ruined it. You ruined it, and I'm leaving.
Kind of expected it, though.
Around this time, it still wasn't expected yet.
Put her in custody.
Sorry, your cloak is not big enough to do that.
Is this really necessary?
It is His Majesty, Emperor Dole's command to take that girl into custody.
Who is she?
That is not your concern.
They're the best of friends, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can already tell the friendship that's there. Also, don't ask in the comments what they're mounted on. I could not tell you. I've heard everybody discuss this because there's features of like giant rats, there's features of bugs. I have no idea. They were just trying to be different.
Yeah.
And have different looking mounts,
And
but
yet they still use horse sound effects.
yeah, that's the funniest thing, right? Because they still use kind of the clip clop.
Uh-huh.
It's like, no, because it's obvious these things aren't wearing shoes, you know?
Yeah. Plus, they just also sounded like horses. They neighed like them, so it's like...
Also, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. We're playing this on Steam Deck, and it doesn't translate well to HD, okay? It's obviously a PlayStation game, so we're probably going to be giggling at some of the polygons, and you guys aren't going to get that, but trust me, if you've seen old school PlayStation games, you're going to get it. I mean, it looks good, but it's very polygonal. The green-tusked dragon, Fairbrand. Well, that was cool. I'm guessing they're talking about that. Chapter 1. The
Serdian War.
Yeah, believe it or not, Chapter 1 of 4, ultimately. I believe this came with 4 discs, maybe, it might be 4 to 6 discs, I can't remember. Usually in these, you're playing the protagonist, and I think it's appropriate that you play this one too.
Okay.
The only difference is that I'm gonna give you a little bit of instruction, because he's basically supposed to be Cloud Strife in a way. So I would say, like, do your usual protagonist voice, but add a little angst to it, obviously.
Chance of war, more likely.
My horoscope sucks. I don't know how I got an action figure with this polygonal model.
I hope it's just a rumor.
Was that supposed to be a bird? See, even in the polygonal model, you can't tell what they are. It doesn't help. But at least they try to give them, like, horseshoes. Never mind. Who are you? Are you a mercenary of Basil? Answer! What are you doing? Are you drawing a sword against us? No, duh, numbnuts. What is? What the heck is this?
Ah,
I smack you around.
I gotta do something or I'll be killed.
You're my action figure. Now look at this, in-engine cinematics? Sony, believe it or not, pulled out a lot of stops to try and make this better than FF7, okay? And unfortunately, it is kind of one of the things that made it go against it.
What a monster! It's coming!
Hello, my action figure!
Ah!
Boing, boing! Oh, okay.
Who are you?
Shh! I am female Legolas. If you don't want to die. Oh, my action figure's missing! I'm so upset I'm walking away now! Mom! I gotta go back to eBay!
Thank you for saving me. What the heck was that?
It is a dragon. in red text so you know it's important.
Dragon?
Yes, we live in a world of dragons. You've never seen one?
But it's strange.
That village could have been easily destroyed without a dragon.
The village? Are you talking about Celis?
Actually, you got it. You got it first time.
Wow. Then those soldiers were...
There won't be anything left by now.
Celis is my village! There you go.
And this is my story! Sorry, I had... Oh my god. He paid for the ultimate price DLC for this game. Decades before that even existed. That man must be... No. There's no way. A premium subscriber! Those don't exist. Those don't. This is the PlayStation era. Those don't exist yet. So the one thing you got to give this game credit for is like its backdrops look really good.
Yeah.
Just too bad the models don't really.
My God!
Oh yeah, that was the other thing that they tried to compete with FF7 about. Is because they found out that Barrett was going to curse all the time. So this game tries to curse a lot.
Where is everybody?
I don't know, the village is probably on fire, maybe? This is Dart, by the way. Dart is a bit hard-headed, safe to say. And now we actually get to go into the game! Which, I mean, honestly, for an early PlayStation RPG, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You didn't get enough killing? It may be enough if I kill you. I always have to find my stormtrooper voice somewhere.
Stop!
Oh, a mercenary? Isn't it a little late for you to show up, Mr. Prissy Pants?
Shut up! What are you doing here?
Can't you see? We're gonna occupy this area, and these worms were in our way.
Occupy? Were you sent by the Imperial Army?
No, because we totally don't look like stormtroopers. Duh! Even if we were, it's none of your business. You're gonna die soon. Why would you say that in front of the person you're about to kill? It never makes sense, not even in film. So now you get to see the fighting engine for this. And it's like, when you compare it to FF7, it's passable. Mm-hmm. You know, like, it's actually pretty damn good. But here's where it actually gets a little different, because they decided to add interactivity into the battle system.
Yes.
Because we have what are called additions, basically combos.
Okay.
These aren't necessarily that important right now, but will be important later on in the game. Oh, and get used to that pose, man. He is 100% supposed to be Cloud Strife in this game. There's no denying it. All right, now that we... wait, didn't you kill him? Are you really Dart?
Yes, it's me. Why is Celis under attack?
Well, we wouldn't buy their NFTs, and they got... It is NFT, right? Not NTF? Okay.
Yeah, NFT.
We wouldn't buy their NFTs, and so they decided to take it out on us. War! Imperial Sendora attacked us!
What about the truce?
When you're an empire, you can ignore things like truces for story... what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it.
Story purposes? Plot?
Story convenience. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, suddenly, I didn't imagine they could come to such an outlying area. We're kind of podunk, you might not know.
If only I'd come back sooner.
There you go. There you go. Now we have our angst. There is something you have to do! Shayna! Rescue Shayna, Dart! Only you can!
What about Shauna? Hey, wait!
I can't wait on dying, dumbass! Alright, so this is how you know that you're out of the cutscene, is that you have this arrow come up.
Right.
And it actually plays another overworld purpose, but you'll see that in a minute. First things first, we have to take care of the usual saving. And this is... Get used to hearing this music, boys and girls. This is actually one of my complaints with this game, is they gave a, 30-second loop song the menu music. And so you'll hear this quite a bit. Because we'll be spending, with most JRPGs, you're going to be spending a lot of time in the menus. And yes, for those who don't realize this, we are playing on Steam Deck, which means we are involving a profession that involves sailing the seven seas.
Hang on!
Fun fact, I used to think that was like a puddle of blood under him, and no, it's just a shadow.
Oh, yeah.
That voice! Is that you, Dart?
This way.
I know, I'm coming this way.
It's just a light wound.
It doesn't feel like a light wound! Oh, maybe that's just because my back is killing me. I guess. I was lucky. But look at this village. If only you came back earlier. Now we'll have to come up with a mini-game in order to rebuild it. No, that comes in later games, guys. Don't worry about it. It's about Shayna, too.
What's wrong with Shayna?
She was taken away. It seems Shayna was their primary purpose.
Do you know where they went?
If I did, don't you think I'd tell you? I don't know. Oh, wow, I forgot there was a bird there. I almost thought that was the fence. Oh, hi.
I'm gonna make him talk.
Good luck with that. Besting a private is no reason to be confident. I mean, after all, I best privates all the time.
Where did you take Shayna?
Shayna? Don't worry about her. She must be receiving the courtesies of Helena Prison by now.
Helena?
Surprised, huh? We're evil. We specifically invited only that woman.
You must be kidding! You attacked the village? You only to kidnap Shayna?
Exactly. But don't worry. I will let you follow them. Although, not to Helena. To hell! Get it? Helena?
Yeah, I get it.
Can we give a dad joke of the play session to that? Alright, so we have a little bit of a boss fight right here. But it's okay because we're gonna kick his cohort's ass again. Now, some people might actually be confused as to how the addition system works. It's not quite like how a QuickTime event system works. By the way, this is another thing they use to differentiate active cinematic cutscenes within the battle system. So now that his cohort has left, we can go ahead and do this. You actually want to make sure that you hit it like a second before it goes to the square. That's awful cheeky of you. Whoa. See, I actually do like the interactive cutscenes that do happen in the battle. They're pretty freaking cool, honestly.
Double slash.
Double slash.
Now, here's the sad reality of the voice acting in this game. Don't expect it in actual story cutscenes. it's only being used in the battle system. I don't know why, but according to developers of this game, they had issues making it work in the overworld, but for some reason they had just enough memory to be able to make it work in the battle system. So they just kept it here.
Yes. Double slash.
Oh no, we killed the guy. I should have been like my assistant. He was the smarter one.
Level up.
Level up. And now we have a new edition. Because the way that you get new editions is basically by repeating the old editions. Dart, you're going to go rescue Shayna, aren't you? How very protagonistic of you. I won't stop you, mainly because I can't feel my legs. But be careful. Your journey is not yet over, is it?
No. You can count on us. Oh, sorry, that's you.
You can count on us about Celis. There should be enough people who can still move.
Thank you. When I settle everything, I'll be back.
So that probably means 50 plus hours from now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 50 in-game hours from now.
With Shayna.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted your death scene. My apologies. Alright, so now we're actually in the game. Now, here's the other thing that okay, this is another complaint of the game, but I have to point it out. This is already going to annoy the hell out of you, Alex, but this was one of the biggest complaints that came out of this game. So you see I have an inventory, right?
Yes.
It doesn't show you this, but there's a cap. And the cap isn't that big.
Wow, how small.
It's like, I think the max is 30 items.
Right.
And here's the thing. No items stack.
Oh, no.
So it's very easy to run out of inventory. And so I'm going to be cursing quite a bit in this game because item cap rage is going to happen a lot. This is revenge for everyone! Revenge!
Stop it. It's me.
Who are you? We're kids. We have 5-second attention spans. Is it Dart?
Both of you have grown up.
Dart! Sandora! Sandora got everybody!
I got them. Everything is okay now.
Everybody's dead.
Not everybody.
What?
Not everyone was killed, so you have to help the people in the village. I will rescue Shauna.
Indeed. Do what you can. Oh, sorry, I thought I was dead. I'll get medical herbs. Me too. Okay, so now I think I go and... No, never mind. I'm actually going to have to be kind of thorough with villages because I don't have it here right now, but we want to get very hard to find items in this game because they are not... I think they're essential to be able to get the true ending of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, this game has multiple endings. But also, they give you access to items that will help you break the game. Yeah, that's right. You heard me. I'm breaking the damn game. Why? Because it's a JRPG. And that's what you do in JRPGs. You break the F out of them.
Yeah, break them.
Indeed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why this person is overly pink, but he is. We wanted to ask for help from Indel's castle, but they say there's a guardian living in the limestone cave on the way, and we couldn't go. Oh, okay. Cool. And who are you? Master... Oh, sorry, that was you. It doesn't even
Master
say...
Tasman.
You're Dart.
You are safe.
I taught you how to use the sword. I won't be killed so easily. But we were outnumbered. I couldn't stop them by myself. You already heard about Shayna?
I am heading to Helena.
Then have a match with me before you go. I want to see if you have the ability to rescue Shayna. So...
Master, don't be silly. Yes, Master, please.
Yes, Master, beat the crap out of me, please! I think we actually need to do this, but it's basically a battle tutorial. I think he gives us an item afterwards, so... Yes, Master, please! Then show me your true power. Don't even think about being easy on me because of my injury. Even though you can't see it. Shall we begin? Also, I hope everybody likes the sand sound effect. We're gonna hear it a lot. I love the battle music. I will remind you about the ABCs of sword fighting I taught you. We don't technically need all of this, so I'm just gonna go ahead and skip all of it. I am fine. Thank you. But it's an interesting way to be able to teach people about the battle system and how things like the additions work. I'm going to go on a journey soon. If you think you need to practice more, ask me now. I think I'm good. But the other thing that I also need to do really quick is we are going to set our new... Actually, you know what? No, we're not. We're not going to set the new one because we have to level up the first one. And trust me, we are going to want to level these things up, Alex. Mm-hmm. It helps them out quite a bit later on. Meanwhile, at Helena Prison! Yeah, this has actually got a very cinematic kind of story, which makes me really wish it actually did compete with FF7, because it probably would have been a contender against it. Oh, gee, I wonder who that is. That's totally not an important character, right? Actually, if you recognize her already, she is the girl in the cutscene. Now be good in there! That was a very helpful cutscene. Okay, so these are technically supposed to be the same two guys we heard talking in the first cutscene. Who the heck is the girl? You can tell me. The world's future has sunk. That's it? Yes, I'm not supposed to tell you the plot. We're only at disc 1. This is enough information for you. Those of you who do not grasp the value should just do what the order says. I am not taking your orders. Only His Majesty Dole can order me. Anyway, you must remember this. Whoa! Oh, okay. If you make a scratch on her, it'll cost more than your head. This is a message from Emperor Dole. Okay. Ugh. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the that is the warden of Helena Prison. We'll deal with him later. But obviously, he's so nice to his coworkers, right?
Yeah.
So, welcome to the world map of Legend of Dragoon. Pretty easy to navigate, right? It actually kind of gives me a Final Fantasy Tactics kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. So, let's go ahead and enter the forest. And now you also get to see how random encounters work in this game. Remember how I said this arrow had importance?
Yes.
Well, watch it for a second. I lost the squirrel. Oh well. In these troubled times, you have to protect yourself. What do you think? Want to buy something? Yes, actually. Because what we're going to do is, with as much gold as we have, we are just going to load up on healing potions. Oh, 32. There you go. So it's the 32 item cap. That's how much you get, Alex.
Wow.
32 items. And trust me when I say this, that's going to get very difficult to manage later on. Don't you want to know how to use the items? I can teach you that. No thanks, I already know how to use items. I see, come again. I'll teach you how to use the items. On the house! Totally. You see how it turned yellow?
Yeah.
And now it's red. Gee, I wonder what that means. What it means is... encounter. So, this is actually an interesting mechanic that it did to try and tell you the encounter rate. Is once it gets yellow, it pretty much quickly is going to turn red, and then you'll have a battle on your hands.
Makes sense.
I actually thought that was handy because, you know, Final Fantasy never tried to warn you when an encounter was coming, and this game actually tries.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go. Double slash! Trust me when I say this, guys, you're gonna get tired of hearing those same voiceovers.
Yes.
Oh, damn. I actually didn't hit it right. This game does not deserve to go as hard as it does. Now that we've explained this part, now I'm actually going... we officially hit this point again, Alex. I'm going to say something that is going to piss off the internet. Are you ready?
Here we go.
This is my personal opinion. But you know how we got that Final Fantasy VII remake, right?
Yes.
I honestly believe we shouldn't have gotten the Final Fantasy VII remake, and instead got this remade, because I do know at one point Sony approached Square Enix to remake Legend of Dragoon.
Mm-hmm.
And Square Enix was too busy at the time, so they obviously said no. So for all the people who love the fact that you have your Final Fantasy VII remakes, I honestly believe we should have gotten this instead. Because then at that point, this game might have gotten a worthwhile time in the sun. And that is kind of the biggest crying shame, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you like FF7 Remake, cool. Good on you. But this is a game that really deserves a little bit of recognition. I completely agree with some people online. Some things have not aged well with it. But that, to me, that necessitates, or makes even more of a necessity, being able to remake it. Because then at that point, you could fix that.
Yeah.
And you could make it a worthwhile experience that everybody would appreciate. Now, unfortunately, the way that most people know about Legend of Dragoon is because of the fact that Dart, as well as Rose, were going to be DLC characters in the PlayStation Smash clone. That's it.
Right.
Whereas, back when this game was out, Sony went hard on the marketing for this game. We got full-on commercials. We got action figures.
Wow.
In fact, they are like the first example I can think of where we got like these vintage collector's action figures.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like with your anime figurines, how they're like on stands and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was these guys.
Wow. Pretty cool.
Because the first 4 characters were all given that.
Nice.
Except in Japan, where they added the other characters. Which
Right.
is also an irritating thing, because I really would have loved to have those characters as well.
Fire, 20 gold.
Now, another thing I don't know if you've noticed in the battle system just yet, but they also added in another interesting feature, where if you notice the arrow on the enemy changes colors, that's actually a health bar indicator.
Oh. I didn't
So
notice.
it's trying to tell you the boss, or that the enemy is about to die.
Oh, cool.
That's a handy idea. Hence, again, why I really wish this game would get remade, and we can iron out all of the issues with it.
Yeah.
It would be a worthwhile second chance for it. Oh, okay, sorry.
I have no time to deal with you.
I love the polygon face that he's giving you. It's like, wait! This way! This way! Uh-oh. Our protagonist has gotten a serious case of flashback syndrome.
Cut it out. Leave Shauna alone. Leave Shayna alone.
It's Shayna.
Shayna, there.
But I already know that we're going to get people in the comment section who are going to be like, no, it's Shauna. What I'm basically going to do for all of you is basically what I do with Chrono Trigger for a lot of people. I know that a lot of people call her Marl. I call her Marley. If you have a problem with that, there's the door. Oh, sorry, and Dart is talking again.
Hang in there. I'll get you out from there.
Now, really quick, just first glance, what do you think of Dart's character design?
I'm not a fan of it, really.
Really? You aren't?
No.
I actually was for a little bit because it kind of gave me a Power Rangers kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see where people would have issues with it because you have the cool red armor in certain places, but then you have the leather armor on top of it. It doesn't really mix.
Yeah.
So I have that nostalgia for him, but I can get where people have issues with him, or with how his outfit overall looks.
Yes. Double flash.
Omae wa mou shinderu. Nani?
Yes. Double.
Now here's a fun fact. How do you level the additions? Well, you level by doing successful actions of that edition.
Okay.
So that's why I've actually not changed over to a new one. Because the more that I get, I'll show you really quick, in the additions, it is actually counting how many times I successfully do it. And all we have to do is get it up to 100. It basically is only 5 levels. Every 20 you get a new one.
Right.
A new level. And you get more benefits out of that, including damage percentage. And you'll notice this other little thing called SP. We'll get to that.
Okay.
We're not far enough in the game's plot to be able to understand that just yet. But it's okay. Oh, sorry. We're back on the world map. And of course, we're going straight to Helena Prison. So at that point, if you don't know where that is on the map, I don't know what to tell you. I still, to this day, love a lot of the music of this game.
Double flash.
Hence, well, again, another reason I really wish we could remake it so that we could, like, remaster a lot of this stuff. Especially if it was Square Enix doing it, because you know they would bring people like Uematsu and Mitsuda in to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, they would be such wonderful additions to this score. Alright, so, onward to Helena Prison. I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, well, what about grinding? We're not at the point in this game where grinding's necessary yet. Oh, gee, I wonder if we're going to a horrible place, Alex. This backdrop totally is nice. Seriously, who would build a prison in the middle of a leaning tower of Pisa mountain?
These guys, I guess.
I mean, it does kind of look like Skeletor's lair, so, I mean, you got that.
How can I sneak in?
Something tells me stealth is not going to be Dart's feature. Means of, or not his expertise, let's put it that way. Oh, gee, I wonder if we can use the wagons to get in. We're about to pull a Star Wars! So onwards! I see. Good meat and fish. Sir Frugal will be happy. You brought a lot recently. Is there something going on? It's not the business of a merchant like you. Okay, sorry. I'll inspect the load. Yes, we have action buttons. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, Final Fantasy wasn't doing this until literally, like, Final Fantasy IX. Seems to be okay. It looks like meat. Lower the bridge! Now! I'm totally meat in here! I'm good at my job. They always are, Alex.
Always are.
Also, don't ask me what that animal is either. I can't tell you. A lot of animals in this because of the polygons. It doesn't help. Oh yeah, by the way, say merchant, and we'll meet him a lot on our journey. Kind of weird.
I made it.
I almost think he's following us. Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, so really quick, I'm going to save again. And also use up a healing potion because we might as well keep that item cap fluctuating.
Yeah.
Do we have enough gold to be able to do anything worthwhile? Well, we can purchase some more, but... Who are you?
I'm discovered.
Wow, I suck at this stealth thing.
This word.
Oh, hi. My sword beats out your mace. Q-tip? Polygons don't help this game. Also, what the heck is he wearing? I'm pretty sure if you're going to be a Helena Warden, you better be wearing some armor.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. Double slash.
Oh no, he actually has a health pool. This might confuse you a little bit, but believe it or not, what he is doing is actually the mainstream speedrunner strategy of this game.
Wow.
There are elemental items that you can get in this game, and so instead of buying health potions, a lot of speedrunners will just buy elemental items. Because everything has elemental weaknesses in this game. And so they'll just buy a bunch of elemental items and start throwing them in boss fights. And it, believe it or not, it works.
Clever.
It actually works. Granted, the speedrun record for this is still like 20 plus hours. But...
Yeah.
Help me! I'm just a delivery man. I just work for DoorDash, man.
Be quiet. I'm not going to kill you.
Oh, okay. I won't make a noise. Oh crap! I made a noise. Okay, I told you I won't make a noise. I will be unloading until you finish your business. AKA, he'll be here the whole time. If you're short on items, just tell me. I sell those too, and that's what I'm trying to do. You want to buy something? Yes, I want to buy something. Why? Because he is going to be able to sell us. So, this is actually the up... So, if this is the potion in this game, Alex, this is the high potion.
Right.
And then also, this is one of those elemental items that I was talking about. But, like with everything else, it's part of the exact same item cap. So at that point, I'm gonna be... I'll play this game legit. If we have issues with certain bosses, I might break that rule, Alex. I'm just saying. But I think we'll be okay for the most part. Now we are officially in Hell in a Prison, and technically our first dungeon of the game.
See, there's elemental items. Does that mean you're going to pull out the Randy Savage voice?
Unfortunately, there is not an elemental hit.
Oh.
But if we use it, probably. I'm not going to do it for the bosses, because why would you do that for the bosses? Why would you cheer them doing damage to you, Alex? But if we do, sure.
Oh, yeah!
Except now my Randy Savage, as we found out last night when we recorded the podcast, my Randy Savage now sounds like Hulk Hogan. I'm not happy about that. But if we can, Alex, we will pull out an elemental hit. Ooh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Folk.
Hi.
You bastard. How dare you.
Yes.
That's alright, I can still smack you around. So, now that we're officially in the dungeon, we can actually get into other topics if we actually want to. And, Alex, there's a long-standing conversation I've been wanting to have with you for a while, and, we need to have a serious talk about Sega.
Yeah.
Sega has, to say that they've been making dumb decisions this year is putting it lightly.
Yeah.
Absolutely putting it lightly. Which is really sad because, you know, at the Game Awards, we got all of those cool reveals of all of the, you know, games that they were working on, and we've seen none of them. Minus the Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Yeah.
But we knew that was going to happen. There has to be, like, some kind of Sonic game that's coming out like over the next few years or so.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Apparently I weigh too much. That's what you get for wearing the Power Ranger armor, Dart! No, I think we just need to unlock it. But yeah, they've not been making good decisions, and part of the reason I'm saying that is because, well, a couple of reasons. One, we haven't seen anything of these games. Two, apparently, they are more focused on trying to land film deals than revealing these games.
Yeah, it seems like it.
We'll probably get into this in the August podcast, but I already told you this earlier. They've actually are in the process of landing a Golden Axe movie, which is basically just going to be a Conan movie.
Yeah.
Right? But apparently they're pretty far along in getting that script handled. Why? Because the Sonic movies are doing so well.
Yeah.
And there's already a lot of anticipation for Sonic 3, given the fact that, you know, Keanu Reeves is playing Shadow, and people just love Shadow.
Yeah.
So that's what they're trying to do it. I also mentioned this to you, that not only were they trying to get Golden Axe approved, they were also trying to get a film approved on an old 90s franchise, Eternal Champions.
Wow.
Do you know what Eternal Champions is?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you know what Virtua Fighter is,
Yes.
right? Virtua Fighter is basically their technical fighter that was made by Yu Suzuki. Well, in America, in Sega of America, Paul Landham, I think is what his name was, he was proposing a fighting game around the same time Yu Suzuki was proposing Virtua Fighter.
Right.
And so he created Eternal Champions. Here's the difference between the two. Where Virtua Fighter is more technical and maybe would have competed better with Street Fighter, Eternal Champions was made to compete with Mortal Kombat. And actually out Mortal Kombated Mortal Kombat.
Wow.
Because they couldn't do this on the Genesis version, but later they re-released the first game as kind of an addition on Sega CD, where they were able to add graphic as fuck fatalities. Yeah, you know all those MK9 fatalities that people complained about? Eternal Champions did it first.
Wow.
And did it way worse in some cases. All right? Because it's just 16-bit brutality at its best.
Right.
And they want to take this and make it a movie. Now, keep in mind, Alex, we haven't seen an Eternal Champions game since probably that Sega CD movie, or that Sega CD game. If anybody played that, most people who played Eternal Champions played it on the Genesis. You know, the inferior version.
Right.
So people don't really know what Eternal Champions is. But we're gonna make a movie on it?
I don't understand the logic
30
there.
years later? It doesn't make sense, does it?
No.
Well, at least the third movie kind of makes sense, although they've been shopping this for forever. We haven't 100% confirmed this yet, but it's seeming like it's very likely. Every 10 or so years, Sega shops around the script that they've had for Night Trap. You know, that controversial game the US or the US Senate hated video games for. Yeah, they have a script for it, a script treatment. And they shop it around like every decade to the studios and usually get told no. Well, they're shopping it around again.
I don't know why. You could just turn on the game. They already have like a movie mode in the game.
They really do. And even the remake has the movie mode.
Exactly.
So at that point, like, why do it? I don't know, guys. I don't get how they could get anything from this, but apparently they think they can. And so Sega's interest seems to be more into getting these movie deals landed instead of showing off the games that they have coming out on a lot of existing properties that people have wanted to see IPs or iterations of for a long-ass time.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm waiting for the Metroidvania game of Shinobi, because it's been forever since we've seen a Shinobi game. But I already know people who are waiting on Crazy Taxi, who are waiting on Jet Set Radio, all of that, and yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on at Sega anymore. I don't know, and it's breaking my brain just a little bit, Alex. But it gets even worse because we technically there's a lot of shit going on at Sega. Or at least with former Sega developers, because we haven't even talked about Yuji Naka.
No, we haven't.
Do you want to fill people in on this?
Yeah, so I think people who've followed the story know that, yeah, Yuji Naka got busted because he was inside trading on stocks when he was still working at Square Enix.
Yep.
So he got caught
on Balan Wonderland.
Yeah.
Might I add? You know, the game that was experimental and he was on a very short leash with at Square Enix.
Yeah. You know, the game he got fired from Square Enix over.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, he got busted for insider trading.
And this is in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like a lot of people have mistaken this as like, no, he did it in the no.
No, he did it in Japan.
He did it in Japan.
Got arrested, got tried, got sentenced. He was suspended.
Got disowned by the gaming industry.
Yeah. Suspended sentence, so he's not going to prison. Assuming he doesn't commit any other crimes, I guess.
Which is good for him, because there really isn't such a thing as a white-collar prison in Japan. You know, they still just kind of have a general prison system. So, you know, it's not like if he goes to prison, he ain't getting a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
For stuff like that. So, I mean, that's sad because he was the creator of Sonic and
he worked on the original Phantasy Star.
And he did. And even tried to help out many development teams within Sega, a lot of them with Sonic Team, but he also tried to help out with, for example, trying to get things like Virtua Fighter off the ground, and also helped Yu Suzuki get Shenmue off the ground.
Yeah. He's also kind of a dick, too. So.
Oh, no. He absolutely is a dick.
Yeah.
Shall I go into, like, 80% of his treatment of Sonic Team?
Yeah.
Like, whenever he sees their ideas, he's like, good luck with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what... He did that to the Sonic Extreme staff. That's why...
Sonic Extreme. He did it with Sonic 06.
He did it with his co-creator, Naoto Oshima, who the designer of Sonic. He kind of screwed him over.
I think he also did it with... Because Torishima worked on Secret of the Rings, right? He was the veteran that got brought over from 06 to work on Secret of the Rings because they wanted a Wii version.
Sorry, which guy?
Torishima?
Torishima?
I think he was the veteran.
I'm not sure. You're right, but somebody from 06 did get transferred to go do Secret Rings.
Well, they actually had to take like a quarter of the team and move it over to the Wii.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in that quarter, they took a lot of the veterans that were supposed to teach the new kids how to do 06, and so then you just put the new people in charge of 06.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why that game ended up the way it did.
Yeah, it did. And, it's kind of a wonder him and Naoto Oshima even got back together for Balan, considering they kind of had a pretty bad falling out.
Well, I think they've had multiple. Like, Yuji has, from what I can tell, like, a lot of his friendships with Sega, he's had tenuous friendships.
Yeah.
Like, there's been quite a bit of, pardon the pun here, but screwing around on a lot of those parties, and Yuji is part of that as well. So it's just really sad because, like, I don't want to speak ill of video game developers, especially like ones that have made beloved franchises, but Yuji made his bed with this one. He really did. And I mean, I'm glad he got a suspended sentence because jail would have been horrible for him, but I mean, he's basically a pariah in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
At least in the Japanese one. I mean, he could probably find his way... Well, actually, maybe he couldn't, because Square Enix also has a presence in Canada, so he probably couldn't do the Hironobu Sakaguchi thing, because people would still, like, know him.
Yeah.
He'd probably still be boned.
I think he's pretty much said he's done with the game, with gaming. He's just retiring now.
Which, at this point, good on you, dude, because I just don't see how you'd be able to pull that off without pissing off a lot of people. But yeah, so we had that. Unfortunately, I wish he was the only Sega dev that we were having issues with, but he wasn't. We also didn't mention this, but one of the like, the foundational people of Phantasy Star passed away.
Yeah.
Because she had been working on Phantasy Star for, God, probably all the way up until the first online. Like, she actually was a story writer for them, and even did some art for, like, the first two Phantasy Star games. And, in fact, Yuji Naka, speaking of, he worked with her a lot.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she passed away.
Yeah, a couple of years ago now.
So,
Yeah.
like, they already had that problem going with them.
Yeah. And she also worked on Sonic, the first two Sonic games, yeah.
Oh, didn't she work on 3 as well?
No.
Okay. I thought she had worked on, like, the trilogy, but no, that's right, because 3 is even more complicated, because you actually had Sega of America working on that one too.
Yeah.
And so it gets a tad more complicated. That's why we have Michael Jackson music in it.
Yeah.
So there you go. Move quicker! Well, thanks. I'm moving as quick as I can, but, you know, I got this armor on. Move quicker! Ah! You have such bad luck! You will regret not being killed on the battlefield! What do you mean? I'm sorry, I need to do a solid snake here. What do you mean? You really believe you can live comfortably in the jail? The head warden, Frugal, will feed you to the monster! Oops. Colonel, I got caught again. Snake, you really need to stop getting caught. Feed us to the monster. I won't let you humiliate us anymore. This would be a lot easier if I smoked cigarettes. Feisty! It's the worst kind of POW, but the best kind of feed! If you want to kill me now. That's supposed to be... No,
Oh,
never
that's
mind. I won't let him. Sir Levitz. You bastard! You broke out of jail? Silly guy! You think you can escape from here alone? I'm sorry, silly guy, really? Really? And what's sad is like, this isn't Japanese translation. This had an American localization team working on it!
Of course.
You silly pants! I'll take care of this. Survive and go back to Indel's castle alive. Tell King Albert! Wow, they are more powerful when their hands are tied. Oh, yeah, well, that didn't work out very well. I took care of those guys!
You ever see the Family Guy where, like, it cuts to the Queen Alien and she, like, starts talking in like, I think it's the Bruce voice. It's like,
Probably, but I don't remember it off the top of my head.
it's like, you think you can run out of here? You're crazy. I like to eat people from other planets.
I need to look this up again now. Oh, so that's Dart.
Is this Civil War?
No, because Captain America and Iron Man aren't involved. I mean, you're red, but you're definitely not blue. You! Who are you? Are you a dog of Basil too? Alright. Interactive cutscenes! Who are you?
I am Dart. I am not your enemy.
I am Lovett Slambert. I'm sorry, I forgot his last name. Oh, good lord. Okay, I am Lovett Slumbert. I am the head of the first knighthood of the Kingdom of Basil. Well, it seems we don't have time for introductions, even though you got them out of the way.
No, we don't.
And now we have a party member, because we have Lovitz. I forgot his last name, god damn it. Sometimes this game is just super corny. But now we have a completely new person in the party to mess with. I should probably mention this right off the bat. The party cap, much like Final Fantasy VII, is limited to 3, if you couldn't tell already from the portrait. But already Lovitz's battle model looks pretty good, you know. So let's go ahead and attack with him and see what happens. Harpoon! Yes, I'm going to be making fun of these voice clips. If you have a problem with that, get in line. Because I've heard these so many times, I'm going to do it. Ow. How dare you. Okay, you know what? We're actually going to showcase this feature because I think Alex would like this. So, guarding in this game actually has a benefit. Not only does it let you guard, obviously, but you can heal.
Nice.
Not much, but
Yeah.
you can heal. Take what you can get, right?
Yeah.
Harpoon! Oh no. And static cling. It's a bitch. Yeah, let's go into continuing to rat on Sega, because apparently that's what we're gonna do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that passing. We also have been having issues with Yu Suzuki because he has already been making the rounds that he should be involved with the new Virtual Fighter, because he's been involved with all of them pretty much. I think the only one he wasn't involved in was it's the one that got remade, Virtual Fighter 5, I think. So VF6, yeah, VF6 is the next one, and he wants to be involved in that project. As well as he is trying to get part 4 of 16 of Shenmue.
Wow.
No, I'm not kidding. It's at 16 chapters now. And I've heard rumors of this, but I mean, he obviously wants to get Sega to fund it, but good God, he also still wants to crowdfund it. Oh, that's not going to work out so well. Anyway, back on to, I will carry out your wish. Okay. You said Dart. Yet I cannot imagine there is somebody who intentionally comes to Helena. What are you up to? Well, I'm just kind of crazy like that.
I'm here to rescue someone important to me. Do you know anything about her? Her name is Shayna.
No clue. I'm sorry, but people might be wondering why I'm giving him like the paladin voice. He really is that character. He is just kind of that corny.
I'll look elsewhere.
Wait. I'll go with you.
I thought you had to go back to the castle as soon as possible.
She's important, this girl you are looking for.
It's my problem. It was my fault.
I don't know what brought you here, but Helena is not that easy to go through alone. I also just love that they gave him the anime face of like just straight lines for eyes.
Yeah.
That goes for me too. But I can break out from here, together with you. Of course, with the girl. We're totally not gonna form a bromance or anything.
How come you trust me? We just met.
I mean, good question. The raid you made was quite impressive. I trusted you to guard my back. That's the way I think. I'm noble like that.
Alright, let's go together.
Also, he's just too much of a schmuck to think that he can do things any other way. Look, I love Lovitz, but Lovitz is definitely a bit of a schmuck.
Yeah. Poor thing.
Poor thing. Wow, look at that polygonal skeleton right there. They even tried to make the skull intimidating. My god. That didn't work out so well for him. Actually, it's funny, you mentioned Balan Wonderland. You know he tried to pitch that in Sega, right?
I didn't know that.
Yuji?
No.
Yeah, it didn't go anywhere. Funniest thing about that. Oh no, we got caught again. Oh, hi. And who are you? I just didn't want to fight. Why did I have to be sent to this hell? I don't know, but you were. But I'm gonna go ahead and take your only SparkNet, because I'm a nice guy. Dart, nice guy. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Whee! Okay, so this is where we get a little bit more interactive platforming for Legend of Dragoon. Oh, all of that for 20 gold. I feel a tad jilted. Oh, you know what? Frugal's coming! Frugal's coming to kill me! Frugal's! Frugal!
Kind of a name is Frugal.
Well, obviously, he's very frugal in his purchasing, Alex. Hence why he's the warden. He doesn't have to buy that much gruel. And he also gets it on discount at Sam's Club. Editor Drak, add in dramatic music for that, even though I don't know why I would do that with Sam's Club. So, yeah, we have tons of bad decisions being made. Yu Suzuki's trying to make his way back into Sega to see if maybe he can get more Shenmue parts done. It's... yeah. I'm really worried about these projects now, Alex. I don't know if they're going to get off the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully, some of them we already know are pretty far in development, but there were still others that were kind of still prototype. So I'm hoping that they pull their head out of their ass. And maybe instead of looking to take some of your vault and make it into movies, how about you just make games with them and make them relevant again?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Eternal Champions actually might work in a modern day environment. Like, look at the story modes that are happening with, like, Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Eternal Champions, like, Paul Landham actually put a lot of effort into...
God, it's locked.
He actually tried to put a lot of effort into the storytelling. He made huge backstories for all the characters, and there's like 10 of them. And it's actually cool because it's Mortal Kombat but with time travel, because every character is like from a specific era.
Right.
Kind of deal. So like there's one character who's absolutely from the future. There's another who's like a 1930s film noir detective. There's another guy, he was actually my favorite. His name is Xavier. I don't care what anybody says, his name is Xavier. Where he is basically a dead man who got resurrected with voodoo. And in fact, one of the fatalities that he gets in the game is, and nobody will tell me this otherwise, Mortal Kombat stole this idea from Eternal Champions of stage fatalities. On his stage, he has a stage fatality where he basically puts you on a pyre in the background and lights you up with green flame.
Wow.
And all that's left is your skull.
Wow.
Like, that's fucking cool. And
Yeah.
again, 90s game, like, where this would be relevant.
Security's tight.
And so are the thongs they're wearing. Good God. Who thought that was a good design choice? Alright, oh, meanwhile, this room is extra tightly guarded.
What about this key?
By God, Dart. Take it with us. We'll need it if the girl called Shayna is under confinement. Well, duh. Oh, and it's also called the key to Shayna's side. Maybe we should follow the label on it. But why only that girl?
I intend to ask that directly into to the head warden.
I don't know, he's pretty frugal with his answers. If you're offended by dad jokes, there's the door. But that's, sorry, that's Dart.
But that's after we rescue Shayna.
Because I'm the protagonist, I need to have a one-track mind. Okay, so... obviously we can't go up there because we would get killed. Or actually, I think Lovitz would stop us. He'd be like, what are you, being an idiot? Yeah, Sega's not making a lot of good decisions, and part of it is their fault, but part of it is also just... the fact they don't have much coming out this year. I mean, we haven't even gotten into Yakuza shit. And we got into that in the podcast, but the fact that they want to bring in celebrities to do specifically Yakuza stuff... oh, good God.
Yeah.
And look, I'm not trying to knock it on them. Like, Yakuza is their primary cash cow right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make sense for them to want to, make more of those. I especially like the fact that they split them into 2 different divisions. So you have the traditional Yakuza games that follow Kiryu, but you also have the other option of, Like a Dragon, where it's like a JRPG.
Yeah.
So that was a good idea. I'm not saying that it isn't. But the fact that you want to bring in celebrities who are going to have really high-end contracts, are going to be expensive as hell to bring in. I mean, look, I've knocked Yakuza for bringing in people like Young Ya to voice other characters, primarily because Young Ya just didn't do a good job with what he had.
Yeah.
Like half of it's very clear that it was either a new director or this was Young Ya's like first major gig, because half of it is awful, of the stuff he did is awful, and then the other half is like passable.
Right.
So at that point, like, as much as I gave crap about you hiring Young Ya, that was a better idea because he's probably not that hard to afford. As opposed to Jack fucking Black?
Yeah.
What are you smoking, Sega? I don't know their finances like right off the top of my head, but I'm guaranteeing you they don't have as much money as they're making it out to be. Oh wait, maybe this will help me. Out of service. Don't even think about it. This has a super duper weight limit. Don't even use it. It's for frugal only. He's the only one here that probably weighs 300 pounds. I'm trying to remember. I think there's something that we can do with this horse, but I'm not thinking of that off the top of my head. Okay, we can't go there. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get up to that bridge. I think that's where we need to go. And I can't go down that way. Okay, so back up here, but... yeah, I'm really hoping in, like, the next month or two that we hear updates on these projects, because... look, I'm excited for Sonic X Shadow Generations like you are.
Yeah.
But I also was excited for a lot of those other IPs that they were going to basically be bringing out of obscurity. And, I mean, we've said it numerous times in the podcast. Like, who has a bigger vault than Sega?
Yeah.
At this point, as in terms of IPs that aren't being used. I actually can argue maybe Nintendo, but Nintendo utilizes a lot of those IPs.
Yeah.
As opposed to Sega, who lets them just sit there and collect dust because they can't figure out, like, how do we bring back Altered Beast again?
Double lash.
The other thing I also would like Sega to do, which is basically just pull their heads out of their ass, is that another game company right now is doing very well, and that is Arc System Works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this, Alex, but Guilty Gear Strive has been amazingly successful for them. And they're also, still supporting things like Dragon Ball FighterZ. They even have a Double Dragon Revival game that's coming out pretty soon. Well, with all the success that Guilty Gear has had, I mean, for crying out loud, they actually have an anime coming out pretty soon that's going to be based on the engine that they used for Guilty Gear Strive. So they have this going, But the sad reality is that Arc System Works only has access to one Guilty Gear game. That's Strive.
Mm-hmm.
Want to know why?
Why?
Because Sega has the rest.
Ah.
Because, believe it or not, when they were trying to start to get Guilty Gear off the ground, they went to a company by the name of Sammy.
Oh, yeah.
And then Sega and Sammy merged. So now, like, for all the people who are basically saying, you know, you really ought to do, like, a Guilty Gear collection to bring people up to speed, because, I don't know if you know this, Alex, but Guilty Gear's story is kind of convoluted. I say kind of, but really big air quotes there. But that would actually be a really cool idea to find a way to bring a Guilty Gear collection so that there's a lot of obscure, like, PlayStation games that nobody can play right now.
Yeah.
Except they can't, because Sega Sammy owns them. But given the popularity of given the popularity of Guilty Gear right now, it would be just such a great idea to just say, you know what, Arc System Works, you guys are doing great. Let's make that Guilty Gear collection, because I'm pretty sure it'd sell. Because so many people are coming to Guilty Gear for the first time ever. And they're like, oh, there's like more story than what we have here? And in case you don't know this, Alex, like, Guilty Gear is kind of the game that defined the anime fighter, in the fact that in later iterations of the games, not only were they creating like these very detail-oriented fighting games, like concerning balance and stuff like that, they were creating full-on story modes that were basically like long anime movies.
Wow. Sounds cool.
So at that point, wouldn't it be a good idea to kind of utilize that? And especially with this new anime coming out, is like you can find a way to bring people up to speed in the Guilty Gear story.
Yeah.
So it's just it's another opportunity that Sega's not taking advantage of. I wish they learned by now. Good God. Okay. This is where I needed to go, because this is where all the prison cells are. Is this the one that we've already gone in? Yep, that's the skeleton. That's Jack Skellington right there. He's like, I didn't make the cut for this game. I'm going back really quick. I think that door might be where we need to go. Oh no, bastard! Man, I really suck at this Metal Gear stuff. It's totally not that I'm trying to get any extra experience or something, or trying to utilize more additions or something. I'm totally not thinking in mind of JRPGs. Yeah, anything else in Sega that we haven't hit yet that we can hit on?
I think we've done it.
You know what? I actually did forget one thing. So there is a trailer now. What do you think of Keanu Reeves as Shadow?
Yeah, he sounds fine.
I mean, somebody's gonna take this the wrong way, but it wasn't gonna be hard. It was gonna be really easy to do Shadow for Keanu.
Yeah.
It was gonna be really hard to screw it up. I mean, if you put in somebody like Jack Black, then there was probably a lot more likeliness it was gonna fuck up. But
yeah,
I gotta admit, like, with the trailer that they have, it's not bad, but I don't think he talks a whole lot in it.
Yeah.
So.
We haven't heard much. Yeah, from the trailer alone, we haven't heard much.
So at that point, I mean, hopefully that gets people going till the holiday season, because they're gonna have to wait longer than that. Oh yeah, that's right. So this guy's the crazy dude. It's down here. Okay, so go up here. Nope. Nope. Not here! Thankfully, this just loops, so I just have to find the right door. but this is where Shayna is, I believe. So, you know, now that we have the key literally labeled, key to Shayna's cell. Harpoon! Thump.
Yes.
Double slash! Bonk. I'm gonna bonk you on your beanie.
Harpoon. Yes.
Bam.
Double slash.
Oh, and also, by the way, I can skip the victory.
Yay.
I just haven't been because we've been talking.
Yeah.
So, yes, this is definitely something you can do. Yes. I don't think it's that elevator. Or maybe it is? I don't think I can jump on that, though. Oh, no. He caught me, Alex. Whatever will I do? Oh, hi. I'm gonna go up here. Is this the one with the skeleton? Yep, Jack Skellington is here. So where's the there was another one that had a guy that we could talk to. I wonder if we have to talk to him. You didn't see me. Obviously, I went in here. Wardens were saying that girls confined in the second prison tower. Why were they making so much noise about just one girl? Okay, yeah, I don't think she's actually in this one. She is in the other one that is made for the special prisoners, Alex. She's so special. I don't know why I added that, but I did. I'm not taking it back. So up here. Oh, you know what? I wonder if the key works here. Yep, there we go. So obviously Shayna was in here, right? Oh, never mind. We still have to look for Shayna. Ooh, gee, door, right there. I wonder where it is. Oh, hi. I'm taking your life savings, by the way. Only 20 gold? Everything is over, but there's no way I can get out of here alive. Okay. Hey, don't give up. If we throw our hopes away, we're just fools. We're totally not brothers or anything. Oh, shit. Wow, that was close. Okay. Oh, bastard! No! Thankfully, this loops like the other one does, so yay! And hey, cool, more life savings to take. Only 20 gold!
I mean, they're prisoners. I don't know.
I kind of feel bad. We're robbing a bunch of poor people. When night falls, I hear an eerie voice coming from somewhere. It goes, ah, ah. Oh, it must be like that internet meme of like, oh. Gee, I wonder if it's the cell with like a bunch of guards nearby. You're from Basil! So this is supposed to be Dart.
Love it. Get them before they make a noise.
They already did. Yeah! And for some reason, I have a weird bubble filter on my face right now. I don't know what. Polygons are weird, people. Look, I'm just saying this for the record. We're going to be making fun of this game quite a bit because, I mean, at the time, for an early PlayStation RPG, this looks really good.
Yeah.
But it unfortunately didn't age very well. I mean, I could make the same argument of the original Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
Which had giant squares for hands. I like to make the joke that everybody's wearing boxing gloves. Like, why are you brushing your hair with a boxing glove? That doesn't make any sense, Cloud. And you gotta remember that the time that this came out.
Yeah.
Where 3D was being messed around with, it wasn't necessarily finally honed yet. And also, considering that Sony Interactive Entertainment, like, it had a few studios that were in the works. It had a burgeoning Insomniac at this point. They didn't really have anybody else. It's one of those things where I get flack quite a bit, and you probably do too, where it's like, you guys are way too nice on older games. It's like, dude, we grew up with it. It's what we had.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is about... Who is it?
That voice. Is that Shayna? It's me.
Dart. Is that you, Dart?
Yes, it's me. I'm here to rescue you.
Hurry up! The guard is coming! I'm totally not yelling! Oh, this is gonna make it a whole lot better.
Shayna.
The guard walks around, just like, what's that smooching sound I hear off in the distance? Dart!
I'm here to rescue you. You haven't forgotten me, even though we haven't seen each other for 5 years?
Wow, 5 years. How could I forget? Show me your face. Even though I could totally see it. Damn your spiky hair.
I haven't changed much.
Yes, you have. You look much stronger. Much more than the Dart I knew. But then again, he was kind of a pretentious dumbass. Hurry up! The guards are coming back! Yeah, that's totally hurrying right there, Shayna. Good on you. It doesn't even look like you're wearing heels, lady! I mean, if she was wearing heels, I can forgive that. The girl's breaking out! No duh. I won't let her! Not in my man thong! Now, unfortunately, we're only doing this with the two of us, but technically Shayna is a party member, so we'll see her in a little bit.
Harpoon!
I don't know how I haven't missed a harpoon yet. My timing's a little off. That's the problem, like, coming back to an RPG years later, is, like, you have to find your rhythm again.
Yeah.
Double flash!
And we've already seen, like, a couple of times where my rhythm is off with Dart, but thankfully Lovitz hasn't had that issue. There we go.
Yes! Double
That's good, though, because the more additions that I get, the higher damage that I can eventually put out with these attacks.
Harpoon!
Harpoon! Swear to God, I was gonna say, if you can bonk me, that's fine. Just don't item me.
Yes! Double flash! Harpoon!
I just love that it's a polite stab. Let me stab you! See, that's a good victory music right there.
Level up.
Level 4, that's not bad. Okay. Unfortunately, we're getting shit experience, so I gotta get what I can get.
Yeah. Are you hurt?
I'm fine. You could celebrate later. We're still deep in the belly of the enemy. Sorry, you should have said belly of the beast, man. Besides, it's too damp to have a party, isn't it? I mean, unless we get some dank memes in here.
Let's go, Shayna. Follow me, okay?
Dart, I'm 18 years old now. Uh-oh, she's going all tsundere on us.
Legal.
I can fight too.
Shayna.
She grew up. She was alone in such a hell-like place. If she was a regular woman, she wouldn't have been able to survive. Of course, there are not that many fools who would come here to save her.
But the Shayna of my memory hasn't changed a bit.
Let's talk about that after we get out of here. Very Han Solo of you, Lovitz, thanks. Okay, so now we have a full party for the first time. Meanwhile, say that again. Well, the knight from Basel broke out of the jail. I'm sorry. I am not talking about that rat. After that, the girl from Celis was taken by the red guy. What? What did you say? I hate the color red. The girl was taken away by the guy with red armor. Ah! I love the fact that it was both of us, even though there was only one guy. We'll just imagine that he threw two people over. You bastard! Don't let them out alive! Wait, I almost forgot the most important thing. Don't kill the girl! It's an order from His Majesty Dole! Aye, sir! If you fail, I will behead all of you! The red one? I'll get you. I might as well dye everything else red with your blood! He's not gonna be frugal in that. No, the dad jokes aren't stopping, people. They really aren't.
Who was it?
Never mind. Sorry. This is not that one. Oh, hey, look. He totally ignored me and went a different direction. That worked out in his favor. Okay, so now that we have Shayna, I should also point something out. Remember how I said that additions are important?
Mm-hmm.
Shayna is the only character in the game that doesn't get them.
How?
Because of her bow and arrow. So, for all the people who hate additions, and believe it or not, there's actually a lot of people that love this game that hate the additions mechanic. They love Shayna because of the fact, and speedrunners especially love Shayna because she doesn't have the addition mechanic. They don't have to worry about that along with it.
Right.
The only downside is later in the game, you'll see why it's kind of bad. But we're officially out of time for this recording. So, thoughts so far on Legend of Dragoon, Alex?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the aesthetics of it, and I think the story's pretty interesting so far.
Yeah, it's going to get pretty damn good. I will say that we'll start to see some of the flaws later on in this game, but it does start really well, which, in my opinion, is why this should have been a decent contender against Final Fantasy VII, because it does a lot of the things that FF7 was doing and does them right. I'm not saying that 7 didn't as well, but that's going to go ahead and do it for us. So when we come back, we'll continue on in Legend of Dragoon, but you guys can also look forward to the return of Breath of the Wild, because we got to finish that shit. So,
yeah,
we'll be back, I guess. We'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.